Right, so we're going to do another example. We're using our percent equation. Remember, our general percent equation is that percent times whole equals part. All right, so in this example, a group of statistics classes has 300 students, and they are asked whether they always ride or drive with a seatbelt. Right, so same question as we were looking at, or same type of question that we were looking at in the previous example. However, we've changed our size and our pool that we are taking and pulling this data from. Right, so suppose that 30% of the students do not always wear a seatbelt. How many students is this? Right, so when we're setting up percent equation problems, I always say that we want to think about this as kind of identifying our three different variables. Right, our percent is pretty easy to identify. Right, it's 30%. We have a total of 300 students, so that's going to be our whole. So what we're missing here is we're missing our part. Right, and remember that our part is found by multiplying our percent times our whole. So our percent we're going to write as a decimal point. So we're going to shift our decimal point 2 places to the left. So 30% is going to be 0.30. And then we're going to multiply this by our whole. Right? We have 300. We type that into a calculator. 0.30 times 300 is going to give us 90 students. So if 30% of the students do not always wear a seatbelt, that is 90 students. All right, for B, suppose 210 students always wear a seatbelt. What percentage of students is this? Just like we did in the previous example, remember if we're looking at percent, we're taking our part divided by our whole. So we're going to take 210 divided by 300. Again, you can start working through and using this as fractions if you want to, or we just plug it into a calculator. That's going to give us 0.7. Then to get our final answer, we want to write this as a percent. So we're going to shift our decimal point 2 places to the right. Means we're going to have to add a 0 after that 7 to get 70%. Then for example C, suppose we know in another group of algebra classes, 20% of the students do not always wear seatbelts, and this is equal to 43 students. How many students are in the group of classes? Well, here we have a percentage, and here we have a part. So what we're being left with and what we're looking for is we're looking for our whole. Right? Our formula for our whole, right? We're going to take our part divided by our percent. So our part is 43. Our percent, again, we want to write it as a decimal, 0.20. And if we type this into our calculator, this is going to give us 215 students. Both B and C can be done using our original formula and then just kind of rearranging and solving it as an equation, or you can use your direct formulas. Either way, it's up to you. Just remember, when we're looking for our part, we're multiplying. When we're looking for our percent or whole, we are dividing.